Yes, should be pretty close. All right, it's 5:32 p.m. on September 8th, Tuesday, for our special call. Members present: Danae Shelton, Jeff Allen, and David Wells. And absent would be Cammie and David. First item, approval of the minutes.
First set of minutes will be from the July 6, 2020 regular meeting, special notice.
A motion to approve the minutes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I motion to approve the minutes from July.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next would be
If we had no meeting, just for the record.
correct. All right. So visitors and petitioners.
Old business is the next on the agenda. And I want to make sure that I get that taken care of because you have some decisions to make before we turn this loose, and I don't want to lose anybody or lose quorum if we can.
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. I'm gonna share a screen so you'll see see what we got going. Boom. Okay. This is a good start of your new revised Civic Center, guys. All the windows and all the doors are now in it. The concrete is coming around it nicely. What you see here is on each side in the front, you'll have two of these planters. Okay, can everybody see okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And let's see. All right, there's tonight. Okay. This is the front. This is the east side. Again, we've added the windows, two large windows here, as well as enhance the door like the back. Now, if you'll notice right here, that's where the canopy came off. The canopy that was there and at the back door on the north side, I said the back door, but on the north side, no longer fits these doors. However, they do fit the doors on the west side. So that actually, we can reuse those. So, see what I mean? This right here, we can move this one and the one that came off the east side to the other two west doors, and that should work out sufficiently. This actually is level with the asphalt, so therefore it's ADA compliant all the way across the back. It will be ADA compliant in the front, on the other side, and in the back, so there should be no issue with ADA compliance. The sidewalks are 8 feet wide, so that's more than enough to for meeting people and still having access. We will have to put, the reason this is as high as it is we still have 3.5 inches of asphalt to put in the parking lot. Okay. So it's still showing high, but that's just the base of the parking lot and drive. This parking lot back here on the north side, this area that you see right in here, let me see if I can find it better in the next photograph. I can. This area right here, as well as the two flower beds in the front, will have the same rock. Okay. It won't have anything. There'll be no plantings back here to begin with. There will be plantings in the front, and we're setting for that. We're adding about 2 feet of soil in those, and then adding about 4 inches of rock on. We'll put a membrane, and then 4 inches of rock on top. So if we do decide to plant something, we can make the incision on the membrane and then go down into the soil with it. Again, this is the storage building. I cannot impress upon you until you go there how much better this room is. Before, it was just a metal hull, just like an old metal shed in your backyard. You know how open they are and how they hear it. Now you can walk in there and you can't hardly hear anything going on in the outside in the parking lot. The temperature has been stabilized. So you go in there, and so you're not going to get highs and lows in temperature. it's going to be whatever that temperature is in that room in the hallway. So again, these windows come along. On this end right here on the west side, you can see that the two other canopies will fit nicely on these two doors. This is Blair's office, and this is the other classroom. This area right here is going to be complete concrete. We're taking this pole out. We're putting in a decorative metal pole, much like you see here at City Hall at the skate park. You'll see the square. It's going to be a square 30-foot pole, 6 inches. It's a steel pole. It'll be powder coated in the bronze. But this will be our communication pole because all of our electrical is going underground. So what you're going to see here is this pole will be all the feeder lines for the communications, Wi-Fi, cameras, etc., will go up through the center of the pole, as opposed to run up the outside of it to give it a cleaner look. All right. This will all be concrete all the way out to the walkway and all the way back up to the building. This whole area will be concrete. Reason for that, this is where your garbage will go. This is where HVAC is also. And again, this gives us an area that we can eventually, I don't know if we'll, depends on what's left over money, put a fence that is a privacy fence with a set of opening doors where for garbage pickup, the guys from the unit will come in, open it up, just grab the cans, dump them, put them back, close it, and it will be out of sight. So this again, parking lot will be brought over to right at the sidewalk here. So we're adding some parking as well here on this side. Right in this area here. There'll be from the sidewalk that you saw over on this side. That sidewalk will have a curb that'll come out and come around to keep people from driving across it. Right here. That curb will come off of this and then come around to the road to keep people from driving across or into the the ditch area. Again, here's the other side. This is the opposite side. This is the west side. Again, you see the doors. This is the front, better picture of the front doors, the new front doors. Again, this area right here will be a planter area. Here's parking across here. You can't see it, but right straight out from this door is an ADA ramp that allows for ADA access, and it allows for caterers who have rolling carts to roll their stuff right straight up that ramp and into the catering room. Okay. I think that's it for those. The front out here on the parking lot in the front, where you come off of Fifth Avenue and come up into the parking lot initially, that will just be a curb. It will not be a planter. We've decided if we'll just go with the curb, that way it can be mowed and be more grass, soften it a little bit more. Take this out. Speaking of now rock, it is our thoughts after looking at the different type of decorative rock for this to go with something that if my child was there or my grandchild was there playing and fell, which one would I want them to fall in? Because kids will get out there on the rocks, won't they? And I'm letting you look at these. I'm guessing that this is right. One of these last two are ones that you want them to be falling into, the river rock, correct?
Yeah, not
Yes.
the long.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. River rock, like so many of the rest of them, the lava rock, the chips, all of those come in multiple different colors. So we can take and find a version of the river rock, just like we might from one of the others, that would actually work for the planting areas. And so something along, minus the golf ball, but something along the lines of this mix is pretty close. If you take a look at the stone that's going at the bottom of the building, you'll see that it has, this is the layout. And if I can do this, easier said than done, I think. Maybe not. Maybe so. If you look at that, then you'll see that you get a little more combination of rock that will actually work with that. And so we can actually take that and blend the rock with the stone and then the stone with the paint. And if I were to go here, it doesn't blend quite as well. I like the mix, I like the color, but it doesn't blend quite as well as maybe something with a little more yellow to it.
Well,
Okay.
what about the actual
think-
siding? Are we going to paint the siding?
Yes.
What color?
Yes, that's not, you're not there yet. You're jumping the gun. That's next.
Well, I'm
So
just
I
trying
wanted
to
give you
color
an
coordinate
idea.
here, John.
I understand. I appreciate that. Ain't nothing like we need to get in touch with this. All right. So if you take a look at if I could find where I started this rascal. Now where's the color chart? If you'll give me a minute, I'm trying to find it. This one, just for visualization, I've utilized the slate tile. You can see the old color back in here in this area. But this is the slate tile look. And it's kind of hard to blend that with your mind's eye, but maybe that helps a little bit.
Mhm.
Because right now it's just look more of a cream, right? Currently.
Now it's just a cream color is all it is. And we want
Oh, yeah.
something that's going to blend a little better. Now,
Definitely.
that color is just one of, of course, thousands of colors. But I guess what I'm looking at is we're leaning toward the gray, taupe, slate, something in that range right there to try to help blend and give us a new look as opposed to going back and just put the same old sand or tan on there.
I agree.
And by doing this, it gives us the ability to switch that look up a little bit, still pull in some of the brown. And if you'll see here, it picks up kind of that information as well as the gray. I really thought when we picked this originally that it was more gray, but there's still a lot of brownish tan in this color. And so that helps us work with our rock, one. Which
Well, before you
is,
showed the picture, I was thinking gray. So I'm.
were you thinking gray?
Yes.
All right. And you see here, you use something like this with that and then the stone. And you get a pretty good mix there. And overall, I guess the thing that I look at is that, does that color palette work for you guys on the exterior?
Okay. Works for me.
I like it.
I might
Yes,
ask for a couple of you to stand in with me and let's get a confirmation on some colors and stuff, but we need to do it quickly. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're going to be ready fairly soon for the exterior to go. We're almost done with the concrete. As soon as the concrete's done, we're good to go on the exterior. The interior, they're finishing up what little bit they need to do in there as far as the sheetrock goes. The people will come back, finish their trim. They've been mudding. We've already got 2 or 3 coats of mud on there already. So all they have to do is come back, do their final, basically get a final sand, and we're ready to start doing some paint in there as well. We still have the tile to put in. I don't know if you guys remember or not. I'm gonna close this out for a moment. Take the share off for a minute, okay? And if you'll take a look, this is the floor tile that's going in, okay?
It's a vinyl
Now
plank.
this picks up gray, brown. It's pretty well the gamut of colors, So the thought again, do we want to try to do something in a similar color pattern interior, or do we want to do something else? These were some, and it's going to be hard to see, but this is another reason why I would like to have a couple members sit down with me. Let's explore colors that work with this so we can move forward on that. I'm going to suggest we could go to a mid-tone color based solely on the fact that the windows work so well. And give me just a second and I'll show you just how well they do work. Again, I'm going to share the screen for just a second. See what I mean? The
Oh, wow.
light that is
Oh, yeah.
the light allowed in here is just absolutely phenomenal.
Let's
Yeah,
do
it's a
it.
lot
It's-
lighter.
People, yeah.
It is. It's a whole different look. It goes from cave to open air. The fact you can look through and see greenery is just an amazing feature. So at this point in time, of course, we don't have anything going on with this floor other than just polishing up. We will put the tile in the hallway, in the classroom, in Blair's office, and her access, and then into the catering room. Bathrooms will stay as they are. Lynn wants to come back and do something with this in the next budget, the floor.
That's good.
So, and also we will probably put in new tile in the next budget. We're going to 2x2 everywhere in the new portion. This area right here, we'll go back to the 2x2 sometime probably in the next budget or so to finish it up. We'll also be bringing it into compliance at the same time we go to the 2x2. We'll bring the whole thing into compliance. Right now, this won't meet because it's there. But if we start changing it, which we need to do eventually, it'll bring it up into current fire code. So the ties on it back then were not as, I guess, stringent to fire code as they are today. So we want to look at bringing that up to code when we do. So
How much?
do I have any volunteers? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead and answer that one, but yeah, I'll definitely volunteer. But my
Okay.
question was, how much ductwork do we have up above that ceiling?
You got a lot of ductwork up above that ceiling. What little ceiling you have?
Yeah,
You have
there's
very
not
little
much.
ceiling, as a matter of fact. That's not what I'm looking for.
Didn't you say it was a 112?
I don't remember saying, I don't think I did. I don't remember that number. I know it's very shallow. Even in
Yeah.
the center, it's shallow. So as far as taking the tile out, no.
Yeah.
There's not enough ceiling left. And there's no way to go higher without taking the roof off and going up. So that's not going to benefit us to remove the hanging tile. Basically, best thing is make it the best it can look under the circumstances and roll from there. This is the other one. The classroom. Classroom is almost doubled in size as far as the width of it. The length of it's still the same, but we've almost doubled the width. Basically, everything from this area right here has been added.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it's almost doubled in width. So that's about an 18 by 23 now. So it's a nice size one that you can have plenty. Every room in this building now has both exterior and interior access. They
That's good.
all access the hallway for access to the bathroom, whatever. Catering has the ability to move in through there. And then they all access, in case of an emergency, the exterior of the building. They can just go right straight out of that building, that room, into the area. They don't have to come back through the hallway to get out, except for the bathrooms and the storage. Other than that, you have to,
What kind of rental price are we looking at?
what kind of what? Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I ain't got the total bill yet. When I get the total bill, we'll start talking price. But I can tell you right now, it doesn't need to be the same as it is currently. As far as that go, we have a room here, can be utilized for the lesser rate. There's no reason for that huge room to be taken up for a little get together when this room
Right.
could be utilized for that purpose. The catering room no longer has to worry about people just meandering in and out of there, going to somewhere else. There's nothing else to get to from now other than going out that door. So the caterers don't have to worry about people interfering or intervening in what they've got going on. And their access will come right straight out and into the first set of double doors into the main hall, or go off to the right immediately into the other classroom. So they can access it very quickly and very easily. So, all right. If you get a second, drop by. I think you'll be very impressed. The pictures are great, but they just don't do it justice, ladies and gentlemen. They really don't. I can't brag on how well they've done up there and how good it's looking. It just amazes me. When you walk in that main hall now, it is like, wow. It's just wow.
Yeah, it
Just
looks
the
a
fact
lot
that the
better.
light fills it. Yeah. So, David, you said you'd volunteer to help us with the colors and stuff. Anybody else?
Yes, I don't mind.
Very good. I appreciate it. I need two. Anybody else that wants to is welcome to, but I just need two to help me just sit back and let's finalize some colors. We're close, but I think we just want to finalize them.
And I'm flexible, so just let me know when you want to do it. I can work with everybody's schedules.
Okay. If we can't get together for whatever reason, we'll try to do it this way so that we can actually, the committee can actually choose the colors and stuff. And we don't have to worry about maybe somebody leaving work if they don't have to. Or if they can't get away from work, maybe they can get on the Zoom meeting. So, all right.
That's good.
Looks good. Yeah, I like it.
We've had the walking trail is moving forward. We're in right-of-way acquisition and appraisals and acquisition. So that's where we are. It hasn't moved forward in a month, but again, I didn't really expect it to. That being said, I'm guessing construction next year. I know it just keeps good. It seems like it keeps going longer and longer, but when you're looking at $550,000, I guess I can and keep going, you know. You know, when they want to put in 80% of that trail's cost, so that section of the trail's cost, I'll let them. So we just have to play their ball game.
So the grant has been approved?
Oh, the grant was approved. Yeah, it was approved back in 19. But they have to, all these features we had to go through and wait for. We're dealing with a federal grant, and there's more hoops and blocks and stuff you have to jump over and through to get this thing going. And you can't proceed forward beyond what you're authorized to proceed, because if you do, then you lose the funding for that portion of it, because there's so much funding allowed for each segment within that. And if you jump the gun, then you threw out your grant money.
So where are we with all the authorizations?
Huh?
Where are we with all the authorizations? What
Right
can
where I
we do?
told you, we're in right-of-way acquisition or appraisal and acquisition.
So we still can't actually start construction. Okay.
We don't have an issue to us into the construction phase yet, because we have ground we have to purchase. We're going to have to acquire some land. Basically, it's small, little, very tiny plots of land, but it's extensions of our stormwater drainage culverts and stuff like that. We have to get extensions to move it out from its existing location out of the right of way a little further. And we have to actually pay someone for it. Apparently we can't just get the letter. Don't ask me. I can't explain why it's the way it is, but it is.
Got it.
And you know, but again, in the long run, it's supposed to be designed to be where you don't have to worry about someone coming back and saying, well, you skipped this or you missed this, you know, and I understand you know, if you get going too fast, that's when you trip, stumble, and fall. And of course, I don't think this process would ever be accused of going too fast.
Oh, true.
At least not by the mayor anyway. Oh, so, but that's moving forward. Right now, the biggest thing we got going is mowing. Lord have mercy, the mowing. That in the Civic Center. Civic Center's taking up a lot of our manpower.
I know normally this time of year mowing slows down, but not this year.
No, not this year. You're right. Something hit the pedestrian bridge, the new pedestrian bridge on the walking trail down at Memorial Park, and knocked out 6 spindles. 6 spindles.
Wow.
We're not completely out.
Golf cart?
Don't know. Can't say. Can't say. I would assume something motorized because I think if there would have been someone hospitalized if they hit that with their head. But they took out 6 spindles, knocked them clean out into the ditch. They weren't even hanging. They were just gone. Big,
Wow.
It was a gap, you know, and they're all laying down in the ditch. And so 6 of them at one time, I'd have to say it was motorized. I just don't know what motorized it was. No one.
Can the cameras
no one-
see any of that?
Believe it or not, of all the places in the park, we don't have a camera on that bridge.
Gotcha.
We do on other bridges, but not that one.
Okay.
Or
Wow.
do you have a
Guess what
camera
I'm gonna
showing
do?
damage to a golf cart?
I don't know. You know that. You know, if you know of anybody who's got golf cart damage, it might be worth talking to them.
Yeah.
Biggest thing we want is just to get it fixed. We're going to contact Gator Bridge
Mhm.
and see what it's going to cost to get these replaced. I'm more concerned about getting it in there and keeping it in there. But like I said, 6 of them, and they were bent. That's pretty good bend.
Yeah.
And that's heavy duty aluminum. It's aluminum, but that's thick walled aluminum. It's not anything light.
Mhm.
Plus it was anchored top and bottom. So anyway, we're going to fix that. We've got some safety fence up. It happened sometime over the weekend, but I don't know how far back on the weekend it did. No one reported it. It was well, I take it someone called Bob this morning. So I don't know how far back. I don't know if they just discovered it this morning or what, but anyway. We've ordered the tables for the pavilion.
Awesome.
We've got, and you all saw that the check submittal from the Lions Club. We thank them for their contribution. They're buying the two ADA tables for our pavilion, and we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And that's, I'm trying to think. Of course, right now we're still running the splash pad, and we'll run it for a little while. But we just have to watch for the ambient air temperature to make the call on that. But at some point we will shut it down as far as access to it because we'll stop putting the chemicals in it and just let it run as a fountain and continue to display that way. We'll do that up until freeze time. So. I don't know how, I didn't get a chance to talk to Blair. Blair, could you talk about the food trucks Friday night, how it went?
Hi. Yeah, so we had 3 food trucks this Friday. We were competing with Paducah's new event, their Food Truck Friday. And so we had 3 trucks. One of them was new, Buzzard Roost. They do barbecue. And all of them sold out, so they were all happy about that. But they did sell out at like 6 o'clock. So there were some pretty aggravated people that showed up around 6 to eat, and there was no food. This Friday, I think we have 5 trucks that will be there. So there'll be a better selection and more food. Hopefully there will be a good turnout as far as people. And then I think it's this weekend. There's a young girl that asked if she could play on at the amphitheater. She plays the guitar, country music, and she's going to bring her own sound. So she's gonna set up and play for a couple of hours during the
Oh,
event.
cool.
Yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions of people that you want me to reach out to and play at the amphitheater, I'll be happy to. We're not paying anyone, so it's just kind of if you want to come and set your stuff up, you can.
Well-
Obviously vet them beforehand because we don't want any crazy music happening down there. But
Yeah, make sure that they send a submittal of their music
Yeah.
to Blair beforehand. Whatever we put, we make sure it's appropriate for families. Was the only thing.
absolutely. But the evening went really well, so that's exciting. I was worried, I wasn't sure how it would be, but to have 3 food trucks sell out, that's a good sign. So
Yeah, I went. It was really good. Everybody was pretty patient there. I got there right at 6, and everybody waited for the Korean food, and we're very patient.
oh, good. That's good to hear. Facebook people were not very happy.
Well, maybe 6:30 or 7 it might have been, but at 6 it was pretty okay. So they were checking to see how much food they had left, but they were doing okay, I think.
Okay, good.
Who was the third truck?
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, cool.
And Chick-fil-A made it up, but they came to town today. I noticed they said they were going to make up for it, and they came to the Lakeland Visitor Center, or whatever you call it.
Yes, they did. Yeah. And then we have our citywide yard sale this weekend. I want to be quick because I know Russell's got a meeting at 6:30. So, but the citywide yard sale is this weekend, and it starts Thursday. I just posted the map today. It's on our city website as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So you can go on and download that. We had 22 people or 22 yard sales submitted, and I had about 5 right after I sent the map out today that wanted to join as well. So we'll have more than that. And then Pikeville to Paducah is also, they're selling their Calvert City gear on Saturday at Lakeland. So if you want to get a good, cute or Calvert City shirt, you can go and you can pre-order. I don't know if it's still open or not, but the shirts were cheap, $10, $20 for a sweatshirt, $10 for a t-shirt. And they're really cute shirts. So do I need it? Is it Russell's turn?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm done with the updates, guys, unless you have any questions. If you do, we can discuss them after Mr. Clark gets done with his presentation, but I'll shut up and back off and let him have some time here.
All right, thank you. I want to go right into it. I will share my screen and bring up a PowerPoint. And essentially what I would like to do is identify how the National Park Service assists communities through a program called Rivers, Trails, and Conservation Assistance. And this program is available throughout the country. We have representatives in each state. In some cases, there are multiple representatives in one state. I am the field representative for Kentucky. And it's all based on the mission of the National Park Service. And everybody's very familiar with our great national parks and what they represent. But very few people are aware of the second part of the mission, which is cooperating with partners to extend the natural and cultural resource conservation and outdoor recreation throughout this country and the world. And this is specifically where our program comes into play. We are in a partnerships division of the National Park Service. We offer free technical planning assistance through an application process. We provide expertise and experience from around the nation, and we're providing that assistance in rural, suburban, and urban communities. For the past 30 years, we've been bringing America's best ideas to communities all across the country, helping to make those special places that belong to all of us, and essentially helping people help themselves. We work on very specific principles. One is the collaboration process. We're not here alone. We're here to get everyone involved, not only your committee, but your community, your user groups, and the region, as well as state agencies. We're there only by invitation. We do not come into any community without being invited. And as a result of that, we're there to support your project. We're there to tailor our assistance to the needs of the project. And all of our underlying philosophies on how we work is a very open public engagement process, from the very early planning clear through the strategic aspects to the process of leading up to construction. And we're looking to create lasting, tangible outcomes with all of our efforts. So we help communities by building partnerships. We engage the local, the state and federal agencies, and all the community groups that are available in the local area, especially the trail user groups. We will assist with the inventory and analysis of the recreation assets of the area and/or the region if necessary, identifying those facilities and also looking for the services that support those facilities. Where are the bed and breakfast facilities, the restaurants, et cetera, that support outdoor recreation venues? We will look for all the opportunities to make planning linkages or trail linkages, excuse me, and we ask our partners to think regionally and involve all trail user groups. And we go through a trail planning process typically. And that trail planning process looks something like this, where we do a trail planning workshop. We'll divide up into different types of user groups. Those user groups will analyze the maps that are provided for the area that's being studied. In some cases, I've done this for 5 counties at one time. And we had each of the user groups sit at a table and we speed dated the maps from table to table throughout the evening. So everybody got to provide input based on their particular interest, whether it be mountain biking or equestrian trails or water trails or hiking or bicycle touring. And we've also done ATV and other types of trail systems. Each of those groups will go through a process and provide some recommendations based on what their knowledge is of that local area. Once that initial trail planning workshop is done, I will create a composite map of all the recommendations. We will then do a review of that concept. And then we'll want to do some field verification, see if there are any changes that need to be done based on field verification, and identify some strategic actions to move the vision forward and ultimately lead back to the public for a review and additional review and input. The actual trail planning workshop is basically a 4-step process. Step 1 is a SWOT analysis, identifying the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. Step 2 is a community assets, identifying all those assets that are available to the outdoor recreation menu, and then look at the opportunity for connecting linkages and show those opportunities. And we identify each of the types of trails by different colored markers on the map so we can keep them straight. And each of the groups will share those recommendations, and we ask for their top 3 priorities. But basically we want to discover, learn, envision, and share the information and have fun in the process. We do community engagement throughout this process. We will help the strategic planning process of what that outreach should be, what those strategies should be. We will facilitate the community input, and we want to provide the community and all of the involvement strategies. We're there as facilitators. We're a neutral party, and we want to help you achieve your vision through a public engagement process. With our master planning process, we'll provide conceptual master plans. We will identify the funding opportunities. Our program does not come with a checkbook. It comes with recommendations. We do our best to try and make our projects fundable from all the different agencies that are out there. And I have a multitude of different unusual opportunities that come across my desk for funding for projects, and I share those with my project partners. Again, we do this through a committee structure. We will assist with organizational development and strategic planning as well. Overall, the benefits are close to home recreation, access to the local natural resources and cultural heritage, improved community health, getting people outdoors and active, developing outdoor skills and engagement. We look to engage the youth in the process, even the planning process, whenever possible. We want to strengthen the community-based economies, incorporate green infrastructure, and provide those alternative transportation venues. We offer 2 levels of assistance based on the project needs. The first level of assistance we offer is a consultation. That's usually a short-term assistance, 1 to 2 months, and a simple letter, which I can provide examples of, requesting what you're trying to accomplish over a few months' time is all that's necessary to request that consultation. Our overall effort is on projects. It's long-term. We're available from 1 to 2 years to help a community move from a vision to a master plan. And that process varies by project and scale. And all of our requests for assistance are due March 1st of 2021, whether it be a consultation request or a project request. Since 2011, I came to Kentucky in 2011, originally from Northern Michigan. I'm a landscape architect. I had a consulting practice there, and I've retired into this position, continuing to be able to use my expertise. And since 2011, I've assisted with 36 projects and consultations in Kentucky alone, over 2,600 miles of land-based trail systems, 1,600 miles of river miles for water trail systems. And I've designed and helped, in some cases, actually helped build 16 different launch access sites. So our whole program is based on a request from a community through an application process. Our website has the application instructions and all the forms. Our contact information for our regional contacts are there. And we'll provide on our website our nationwide project listing. In other words, which projects we're currently working on in each of the 50 states. So assistance for your community could be 1 click away through the internet at our website. So with that, I would like to kind of draw in closing that our vision for the future is quite simple. The network of parks, trails, open spaces, and greenways and waterways that link people to their local natural and cultural heritage, and do that in a way that provides outdoor recreation that has great access for everyone. So I'm available to answer any questions you may have. I know that you've got a trail system in the works and that you're in the funding process. You've got a grant, I hear, which has got you way down the road, but we could step back and help you look at a bigger picture for the future and perhaps provide some other funding sources for you to consider. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions the committee may have.
Mr. Clark, when are you based fairly locally?
I'm located in Bowling Green.
Oh, Bowling Green, okay.
I work out of Mammoth Cave, but yeah, I
local.
live in Bowling Green, and I'm currently working from home, so that's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask is I was curious as if we want to enlist your assistance to do a master plan, greenways, trail, or combination thereof. I just wanted our next step would then be to do the application.
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. I would love to discuss what the possibilities are with you, and then I could either suggest it be as a consultation or as a project. It just depends on the scope and the amount of time that I may be in. You may request of me to be involved.
Okay. Well, I've got your contact, so I'll probably give you a call tomorrow.
That sounds great. Great.
And I will say that this having the National Park Service and Russ here in Kentucky, this is a really great opportunity to create a master plan for our region. So making those connections with Grand Rivers and Katie's and including them in this process, because the more people that are involved in a master plan, and the more communities that are involved, the more funding that's out there for this. And this is just a really, really awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you for
And
coming,
well,
Russell.
Sure, yeah, you bet. And when it comes to funding, when you work with multiple communities, that increases your opportunities for funding versus doing small pieces in individual communities. And the closest I've come to your community so far with a project has been the Land of the Lakes Water Trail.
And
Yeah,
how much does this cost, Russell?
I'm sorry,
How much does this cost?
this cost $0.
Yay!
Free. So now there's
You
no.
know, I'm all about that.
Yeah, so now, the National Park Service covers our travel, and our whole program is, like I said, it's been around 30 years. We're less than 1% of the national park budget to do this work. And we are out there working with communities, and I can tell you right now that most of the national park staff don't even know we exist. But we're there helping communities, and wherever possible, link those communities to national parks.
Now, Land Between the Lakes is under the National Forest Service, correct?
That's correct. Yes, right.
So is there any red tape that we would incur with the Forest Service?
Well, I think the Forest Service may be a potential partner if you're looking at things on a regional basis. They are definitely the big draw for the area from a tourism standpoint, so they need to be at the table. And
Absolutely.
I can tell you also, ladies, I'm sorry, Russell, go ahead.
I'm all set.
Well, I was just going to let them know that the more, well, if we do the master transportation plan set up, this would be a segment of the master transportation plan. With one of these in place, then your opportunities to get more funding through the federal government, through the highway transportation program, or even through National Park Service or anything like that is more, it's a little more easily accessible simply because you have a master plan already. That's what they want to see. They want to see that you've already taken the time, do the master plan, and then work the plan. And
Right.
that's
It's very true.
So I
And Kentucky, like all states, has a bike ped planning person in the Department of Transportation. And if the community or communities within your potential area that you're working with put together a bike ped master plan that meets the Department of Transportation standards, and some of those recommendations involve state highway corridors. Once the community has adopted that plan and submitted it to the Department of Transportation, that has to be considered in any future improvements in those state highway corridors. And you can be using federal highway dollars to build those linkages or trails within the right of way. So that planning process is very important.
Will this also include water trails, like
Absolutely.
kayaking?
Yes, I do a lot of water
That'd be a
trails.
great way to link both directions, back toward Paducah and then
Right.
back down the Kentucky Lake.
Right, yeah, and the Tennessee River line is already an active water trail planning process that's going on at this point. And
I actually didn't
it's an
mention that
opportunity.
either.
I'm sorry?
I haven't let anybody know, but we were selected as a river town. They
right.
received, they received 17 applications and they selected 11, and we were one of them. I heard
That's
that.
great.
Heard about that.
Congratulations.
So you guys are the first to know.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Well,
There you
I'm
go.
available. Please reach out. We'll be happy to help any way we can. Help put together an application or a request and go through the process.
Thank you for coming, Russell.
Sure.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on.
Sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That's a great news.
Uh-huh.
The Greenway Trail, of course, is just a portion of it, but again, we're talking more than just a pedestrian trail. We're talking about bicycling. We're talking about kayaking, canoeing, so much more than that. So I think that's a great idea. I even like the cost on it. That's an excellent cost.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Anyway, I'd have nothing else at this point in time. I would like to set some time for us, David and Danae and I to get together and possibly this week, if at all possible, because I really want to move forward with this on. We have the stone is here, the veneer is here, the flooring we have, but we need to get some paint colors together, and both for exterior and interior, and make, and I'd be remiss by saying Bob had said we might want to consider doing a two-tone in the main hall where the beams stick out from the wall, maybe making them a different color. And I said, well, we'll just have to look at it. I'll bring that to their attention, but that's not something to make a call on right now. We'll take a look at it and we'll go from there. So,
Danae, what do you
I
got
just-
going on?
I'm pretty free after 3:15 each day.
after 3:15,
Yep, after that, I'm good.
okay. David, what about you?
You want to say 4 o'clock? Pick a day.
Well, I
Yeah,
can
what day-
tell you right now, it's not going to be Friday.
Yeah,
We can
tomorrow
do
or
it tomorrow
Thursday.
afternoon. We do it tomorrow afternoon if you want to.
Okay.
Make it 4:30 be okay? Can you meet with me there? Or
Yeah,
you
that's
wanna
what I was
do
gonna
this
say.
on- By video.
No, I can meet there. I think that's best.
I think it's best to meet there too.
Okay. So
I'll wear my-
4:30 tomorrow.
Yep.
4:30 tomorrow. We'll move it. We'll get a plan together.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. All your time and all your energy and all your efforts. So I don't have anything else, Chairman.
Anybody else have any other business?
Do not.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 6:24 PM.
Thank you much.
Thank you, folks.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Thank-
guys.